Yo, Kochi, so what am I saying?
AJ, this shit crazy.
I've been too deep. I might take a dive in, then I sleep. I've been so excited, couldn't sleep. Cause you know we be vibing every week. I think it's time on it. Hey, I got this money up. Hey, maybe I'm getting it. Hey, maybe I'm getting it. Hey, I've been in it up. Hey, maybe I'm getting it. Hey, everything in it. Hey, everything in it up. Hopping in jet, yeah. Because they're traveling this, yeah.
Earth, fire, water, air. Long ago, global warming didn't seem to be an issue. However, it became an issue due to society growing smarter and dumber every day. We have a dumbass who wants to send people to Mars for no valid reason, and we have a smartass who discovered a plastic-devouring superworm and plans on duplicating the DNA and using it to solve our plastic crisis. We don't have a lot of time left, and we have done too much to our planet that some of the damages cannot be reversed. It may seem like we're done for, but nah, we grand. This is the reason why I was created, why I was put on this planet, to solve our Earth's problem. I definitely wasn't created by accident that night. Nah, it was for this. I give you my solution to climate change. In 2050, it is projected that our sea level will rise by 30 centimeters and an additional 70 meters in 2100. This is a big concern for us, as many habitated areas on our planet will sink, and according to those with power, these areas are considered to be done for. However, my solution is incredible, it's simple, yet effective. I propose we use stainless steel kegs to store the extra water our sea will have by 2050. But wait, isn't that going to be expensive and very time consuming? Yeah, no shit. It's going to be expensive. And we're going to need everybody to work on this, from construction workers to nurses. You get it. The standard keg size is 50 liters, and by 2050, we would need to produce around 7 times 10 to the power of 14. Okay. These kegs would be transported to the middle of the Sahara Desert, where they would be abandoned, because we don't need it. Plus, the Sahara Desert is ideal to be a dumping ground, because no one fucking uses it. In doing this, I can assure you that the weather won't change dramatically. I promise. Moving on to carbon, and I'ma keep it real. It kinda shit. CO2 is a wonderful thing, but too much of it can cause terrible things, like global warming. And global warming causes droughts, and these two other things that don't really matter. We're at a point where we have to deal with the amount of CO2 on our planet because we fucked up. And by we, I mean the big companies and all them crackers, because we the population are like 97.1738% innocent, I think. My solution is insane. If you don't want to emit CO2, then don't let it escape in the first place. A simple lid is only required for the solution to be put in place. In doing so, we will reduce our CO2 emissions by 500%, which allows us to continue using fossil fuels and allow for more vehicles on the road, because less CO2 equals more cars. Ice caps. The thing scientists are shitting themselves over because they're melting. Scientists think all the ice will melt before the year 2100, which is fucking bullshit, because as long as there is electricity, there is ice. What does a freezer do? It freezes food. It freezes bodies. And they can create ice. And what do we need to make ice? Water. And we have a water problem. So why don't we just turn some of it into fucking ice? Shit, man, all you need is a huge motherfucking freezer that can pump huge blocks of ice near Antarctica. And how will this freezer stay above water? By having it supported by the plastic waste we have in our oceans. Don't underestimate the strength of it, because 71% of Brazil is floating on the plastic underneath it. Google it, I'll guarantee you find it. Speaking of plastic, it's not good because it can cause scoliosis, and the constant regurgitation of plastic being bad has forced us to be careful with how we deal with it. We are told to recycle and clean plastic and all that shit, but it's kinda difficult when there's, 8.3 billion tons of plastic out there to clean. We got lives to live. But you know who don't have lives? Children. Sum it up, we use child labor to clean up all the plastic waste in our world. Small sacrifice for the greater good of our planet. Food has become scarce, and in terms of economics, we aren't maximizing our efficient resources because we have this fat fuck who eats a decade worth of food in a month. So what's the plan? I'm gonna trick people. Due to how successful Marvel is, everyone knows about Thanos, so now why not implement a similar concept into the real world? The concept is obviously the population solution, except this time, instead of vanishing, you will be killed and processed into deli ham. But what about that chemical that makes humans insane when they eat each other? Well, we won't have to tell people they're eating each other. And lastly, for dealing with the loss of species, the only real logical solution is to have them reproduce 24/7. But if we do win that, and they still end up dying, then fuck it, they're a waste of time to begin with. Climate change is a significant threat to human, animal, and plant health. With our global temperature increasing, we're facing an increase in heat waves, illnesses, wildfire storms, and a bunch of other shite. For this particular issue, I want to go above and beyond and get the world's richest, dumbest person to work on this problem. Mr. Elon Musk. I want him to abandon his Ooga Booga project of sending people to Mars and instead send people to the Sun. The Sun is 5,778 Kelvin. That's a lot of unnecessary heat. So I want Elon to design something that could lower the Sun's temperature like a fucking ice cube gun or whatever. Because it's time for us to deal with the Sun's shit, you know? We gotta fight back. Fuck the Sun. Now with the vulnerable population. These people who fit in the criteria are those living in low-income urban areas with poor infrastructure. Economics. These people are more exposed to climate impacts and have less capacity to deal with them. So for this problem, these people, they got two choices. Either they partake in this volunteering program that requires them to clean up the plastic waste in the ocean 25 hours a day, or they help with the global food crisis and allow themselves to be harvested and converted into deli ham, thus leading to increased revenue because economics. Climate change has a massive impact on employment, as workforce availability may decrease due to heat, illnesses, and health constraints. This idea I have could be beneficial to economies all over the world, as it will keep construction workers with secure and constant labor, and will allow people in other sectors, such as hospitality, to remain in employment. Build a dome. Build that dome prevents sunlight from passing through. No sun equals no problems. No problems equals more work. More work equals increased profits. Increased profits equal more money for me. More money for me equals more power. More power equals I make the decisions. And making decisions will allow me to fund my profits into converting Mars into a Star Killer base. Star Wars! Yeah! Lastly, education is at risk due to climate change. But all I'm about to say is, it's grand, it's fine. Because online schooling exists, and it's really effective. Online school makes classes more engaging and comfortable, as every student is in their own home, which allows them to focus on their subjects and receive higher grades than they would if they were underfunded building with depressed teachers. It's a lose-lose situation. I don't know what to fucking tell you. Infrastructure and buildings are suffering from climate change due to extreme weather conditions, which include melting, destruction, and more. The only solution for this is to paint the buildings white. The sun rays will get scared off the white paint and reflect off it, and the storms will also get scared of white paint, because nobody likes the color white. Nobody. Energy is a threat to businesses due to electricity costs increasing and the demand for intense energy consumption increasing as well. Two methods can solve this issue. You either harvest the sun for its energy or burn more fossil fuels. This in turn can increase agricultural production for businesses, and we can increase deforestation since trees don't really fucking provide anything for us. The biggest threat to businesses and us is insurance and tax. Since the government can only leech off the people, I say nah to that. No. The government needs to be independent and learn how to make its own money instead. Get your money up, not your funny up. Also, tourism is an issue, but tourism doesn't bring much money into the economy anyway, so it's not really worth solving. Let it die. This is so sad. Fuck shit, man. I don't know. It's so sad. You can tell it's sad because of the grey and white color and the Gumball Time show playing in the background. and man and woman arguing. I don't know, but it's very important why I tell you this, because shit, man, I don't. In the next 50 years, we're going to lose many different areas on our planet, man, and it's just so super sad. Fuck. We're gonna lose the Arctic due to the sun being a massive fucking bitch. Finland and Northern Ireland will be submerged in water. Denmark will suffer from tourism. And England will suffer drought, volcanic eruptions, floods, recessions, earthquakes, but it's grand because fucking it, honestly. The Mediterranean region is like completely fucked, man. America will be overrun by rats and bad mountain areas. The mountain, gee, fuck. Reduce tourism. Блядь, сука, I don't know, man. It just fuck. Shit. But anyways, in conclusion, climate change ain't that scary, and with my solutions in place, I would have accidentally fucked up our entire planet. But on the bright side, it could work.
Said they tryna hop up in the jet, pull up flex, 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 flex.